Okay. Oh, we already finished virtual memory. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the LVM. So for the practice session, go ahead and turn that on. So you should have a total of four storage drives in there. Uh-oh. Mine is only 2. Let me see what happened. Okay, for some reason mine didn't took it, so I'm gonna add 2 more in here. One is 16, we already worked on it. 8, so we need one is 24, and the other one is create new. Okay, so before that I'm gonna copy this. Disk 4, and this is gonna be 16 GB. Okay, it says already there, so I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to add, choose existing disk, and I'm going to select 3. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in there, choose existing disk, and then I'm going to say this here, choose, and I'm going to say okay. Let me go back in there and see if it's still there. Yeah, so it's there still. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Uh-oh. So it's getting the same thing as Adil yesterday. I'm going to type in the password. So the swap file is probably causing the problem here. So I'm going to go in there. Comment out swap file. Save and exit. Not too many showed up today. What is going on?
Maybe they got confused with the timings.
No, I told them, right, we're not going to change anything. For the timings, I said we're not going to change anything for this week for sure. We're going to do the vote. And
That's
then
right. That's what you said. I guess maybe,
They
or
didn't.
maybe they got scared. It's getting too hot.
it's getting cold here in Chicagoland area. It's actually windy. Uh-oh. So I'm pretty sure this is causing here. So the reason it's causing is let me comment all this out. The one we've been playing around.
Will it matter that we have the disc set up a little bit different from you when we
No,
made our
it,
disc?
it, it doesn't matter. No. This is the beauty of LVM. What we're gonna learn. What we learn is a primitive old way of managing the disk so far. Okay, but LVM is already in comes with the Linux operating system. So I've never seen what I showed you so far, managing the disk we've been using. So I thought you should know because it's possible that some places they may be using it. But also for just to have a knowledge based on what all these things are, you should know this. Like extended partition and all this, we're not using it, but you should know as a Linux admin. So I'm gonna restart this. Okay, see, it's back to normal now, because the disk may be missing or something. You could take a look here. Okay, so the IP address might have changed because I'm having so much network problem. IP is it says 256. Okay, now it happens sometimes, delays itself.
So I'm having the same issue too. Like for some reason, my party is just giving me a fatal error. So I'm not sure. And I try to ping the IP on the practice so I can reset it up, and it's not. The IP is not even showing.
Okay, go directly in here into the virtual machine and see what the IP is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm directly in practice right now. I type IP dash 8_8, and it's not the IP is not even showing at all. It's just giving me it returned. Let me tell you, it returned scope host, blah blah blah, but none of it has the IP address on it.
Okay, all right, let me connect here. Is it 9539, right? That's you. Give me
Nine
the
five three, yes sir.
give me the password.
EH2V39.
No, not hyphen A, buddy. Just A. Take hyphen out. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so none of the IPs are showing. That means but here if you go into settings, so you're using Bond Zero, right?
I don't think I set up my bun zero yet.
So yeah, it is set as on boot, yes. 8 is yes, 9 is yes also, right? Oh, you are in the, you have the same problem as me, so you have to comment out the drives. Go into, put in the password there, and VIETC FS tab. No, you have to give a forward before etc. So quit this. Shift:_Q. lowercase q. So bring the line up again. No, forward slash. Before etc, give a forward slash. Hit enter. Enter again. Yeah, comment out all this here. The last line.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go into insert mode. I. Then type a pound sign there. Save and exit. Escape. Escape shift colon X. Small x. Delete that and then put a smaller x.
It's not going
No,
back to
not
menu.
there. You want to save it now, right?
Right. Shift colon.
There you go. Now hit enter. Now take the X out. You got double X now. Okay, now restart the system. INIT6. Yeah, okay. Let me drive here. Hold on. Put in the password.
Mr. Zafar,
Yeah.
I have a question. When you were making all those touch files, and then eventually it told you, it was full at like 24% at 500 megabytes, even though there was 1.5 gigabytes still available.
Yeah.
With VM. Why is that? Is it because you completely filled up the inodes?
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Inodes.
If you were to increase the inodes on that file, on that drive, would it delete all the files again, right?
Yeah, it will definitely delete all the files because what you're doing is you reformatting the file system, which is whatever that partition is.
Okay. Were you able to find out yet about how to increase the inodes for the? Forgot which
No,
one was it?
not because I was working last night. It was easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll find out this week, yeah, for sure. going faster. No? Okay. Go ahead and put in the password again. Still pending. Look at this here. What happened here is default. Okay, now it should work.
So what exactly happened? Why it wasn't working?
Because you may have a deleted default. I'll show you. What happens is when the system is going to boot, it goes through a lot of activity, right? I told
Yes,
you
sir.
about system initialization. One of them is it reads the FS tab. So log in there and then go into VI etc FS tab. Enter. Okay, so see how all the lines has defaults, then 00.
Yes, sir.
That part was missing on the third line, the one
Oh,
with the UUID.
okay.
Okay, so you may have missed it while copying or doing whatever. So you're good now.
Okay.
Okay, so Adil, we haven't really started yet, so you didn't miss anything. So now,
Good.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start LVM here. So we got 4 disk here, which is which we're gonna use to manage it using the logical volume manager. Okay, so let's see here. The first disk we have is So let's do LSBLK. I'm gonna put it in a minimize here. So if I do LSBLK, I have these 3 drives here we're gonna use: SDC, SDD, and SDE. Okay, so let me make a table. So the first disk we have is /dev/SDC, and what is the size? The size is 8 GB, right? 8 GB. And the second disk I have is dev/SDD, and the size is
16 gig.
yeah, 16 GB. Thank you. And the third one is /dev/SDE, and it's 24 GB. 24 GB, okay? So now what we're gonna do is, what does logical volume manager does is, it bunches all the disk here, and it will create a one single disk using 3 disks. So once it makes a one single disk, what will happen is it will become one large disk. Okay, so you add 24 plus 16 plus 8, that will give you 48 GB, right? Yeah. So you have, now you have a single disk where you could make partitions on it. Okay, so if the physical disk fails, you could easily add to it. Okay, so I'll show you how all this thing is working. So let's see here. I'm gonna go here and see LVM. Okay, so let me adjust this the way it looks. 8, 16, and 24. 16, 24. And this is this becomes a one single partition, okay? Okay, so what we have here is so now what we're going to do is 3 disk and it will become a logical volume, and that volume will be about 48 GB. Okay, then what we could do is we could make the partitions underneath it. File system partition we will make underneath it, but before that let me talk to you about what LVM is. LVM stands for Logical Volume Management. Okay, so it's a system of managing logical volumes. So it's a system of managing logical volumes, or you could say file system or file system that is much more advanced and flexible. Okay, flexible is the key here than the traditional method of partitioning. A disk into one or more segments and formatting that partition with file system. Okay, so we have LVM here. So if you compare it with traditional method, it is more flexible, and okay, let me switch it like this here. So it's advanced and flexible than the traditional method of partitioning a disk into one or more segments and formatting that segments into file system. So the file system we're going to worry about is either ext4, so file system, either we're going to worry about ext4 or XFS file system. Okay, these are the two file systems we will worry about it. So let's take a look here. So let's learn some commands. So what I need to do is I'm going to group this 3 disk into one disk. Okay, so the very first command is you have to find out which disk you're going to use. You type lsblk and you will see the 3 disks sitting in there. Okay, so you identify the disk and you tell yourself, okay, these are the disks you're going to use. Okay, so next what you have to do is this is a new command you're going to learn today. To bunch 3 disks together, you have to type pv create. So the command is pv create, and then you type dev sdc dev sdd dev sde. Okay. Use this. So what we doing is PV create is, PV stands for physical volume create, and let's hit enter. So this will happen here. So I'm going to explain you here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the very first command is PV create, and then the second is dev SDC, dev SDD, dev SDE. Right? So PV create is a command, and then this one is a raw disk. This is a disk 1, disk 2, and this is disk 3. Okay. So now what happened is, it is saying that the physical volume is what? The real hard drive here. If you go back in here and look at a picture, these are the physical volume, the physical hard drives. 1, 2, 3. This 1, this 2, this 3. So we're going to use this and make it a bunch. Okay, so now the next command you do is PV display. PV display, and you hit enter. So no, actually no, PV display we're not going to use now. Type PVS. So what this command does is, it will give you the physical volume state. PVS stands for physical volume state. So now if you look at it here, our SDC, D and E, these 3 drives are part of logical volume, LVM. If you do LSBLK, it is not bringing up SDB. Okay, PVS command works with LVM. Is bringing SDA because the original disks, this one here, are LVM. Excuse me. When you install the operating system using the ISO image CD, it created the logical volume. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is, we prepare this disk. Let's do BLK ID. So here you're getting information here, SDC, SDD, and SDE. Over here is saying it's a LVM2 member. It's a member of a logical volume. Okay, so if you look at this one here, it's saying ext4 xfs and sda2 is ext4 too. So you, when you run this command here, it says it's a member of this LVM here. So you get a good indication that you're dealing with the LVM. PVS. PVS is another command. You use it from time to time. Again, I'm going to highlight this part here. So when did they become the member of LVM? When we ran this command here, pv create. Okay, before that it was only a raw disk. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, so here logical volume, then we're gonna give it a name here, logical volume group. Okay, then this group will have, why is it called group here? Because it's a part of 3 disks. This group consists of 3 hard drives. So I'm going to clear this. Now this is a new command, vg create. vg create, and then I'm going to give the name here, volume group name ZMPT1. Okay, and now I'm going to tell the group vg create command to actually bunch these drives together, dev/sdc. Okay, then a space dev/sdd, dev/sde, and hit enter. Okay, so I'm going to explain you this command. So it says ZMPT1 here, right? Now this has become ZMPT1. So now the ZMPT1 is a single disk now. Underneath it has 3 physical disks, but logical ZMPT disk is a single disk, which is about 48 GB. Okay, stop me please if you have questions, okay?
Mr. Zafar,
Yeah.
when you did block ID and it showed the CentOS swap file, when you did LSBLK, it said it was a LVM, but when you did block ID, it just showed only swap.
It is correct. It is so BLKID. You're looking at this part here, right?
Yeah. Yes. Where swap?
You're looking for SD3? Is that the one you're looking for?
If that was the one where it showed when you did LSBLK, where it said it was a LVM.
This part?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a swap. because the system creates the swap automatically, right? 1.6 GB. So if you do df-h, the swap, okay, the swap partition mounted, you won't see it here. Okay, so if you go to vi/etc/fs tab, in here, this line is a original swap. The system creates this swap. Okay, and then yesterday we created one and then made it available here. We physically created one, but the system does create a swap file automatically. It creates a one VG, root VG, as well as the swap file. Okay, is that, you want me to explain more or you got it?
No, it's fine.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this much information which is coming here is automatically created when you install the operating system here. This part, it creates the root volume group and it mounts it to /root, and it's a XFS file system. And then it is using the UUID. This doesn't have to be UUID, but the reason it's using UUID is boot partition is because so that it doesn't make any mistake, because UUID is unique to that specific device. So if you use UUID, it will be unmistakably the device you're using it to mount it to boot drive. Okay, and then the swap partition, this is how the LVM will create here. When we're going to create our LVM, is going to be same thing, dev mapper, and then name of the file system, name of the VG group. In our case, this will CentOS OS will become ZMPT1. So I'm coming there. So let me save and exit. So let me actually act as a single disk here. So let me put this here, the command vg create zmpt1 dev/sdc dev/sdd dev/sde. This is command. Okay, and this part is a volume group name. Okay, you could give whatever name you want. And obviously this is a disk 1, disk 2, disk 3. Okay, any question about this? So now what do we have on our hands is one big single volume here, which is a whopping 48 GB. Okay, in there, now what we're going to do is, in there we're going to make partitions here. Unlike here, unlike the traditional way when we created we're just dealing with one single disk here. and it's a headache, I mean, you have to manage what size and where it's going to be and all that. And this is only on one hard drive. So now what you do is I bunch 3 hard drives together, and it's going to be, I just have to deal with managing the partition. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the VGS command again and see what happens here. So earlier I ran the VGS command. What it is there? No, I ran the command PVS, right? Now the command to see the volume groups, you type VGS and hit enter. Aha. See, this one here is CentOS. This volume group is CentOS, and it has 1 PV, 2 LV, and this is the size here. And then the one we created here, ZMPT1, it says 3 PV. What does 3 PV means? Anybody?
Three physical volume.
Yeah, very good. 3 hard drives. If we would have more than that, it will tell you that number. By the way, the in here you could have a lot of drives in here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is unlimited almost. You could have a lot of hard drives in there and then manage it as one single hard drive. Okay, and then it says logical volume. We don't have any logical volumes in here. And this is the size, and this is the size is being used up. Okay. So you could do also VG display, and then you could type ZMPT1. So what you're doing is you're telling the system to display ZMPT1. So it will give you detailed information about each drive. Oh no, I'm sorry. It will give you detailed information about this logical volume. So it says volume group. Okay, it's logical now, but in there now we are dealing with volume group. So it has volume group name ZMPT1. Format is LVM version 2. Okay, and then volume group access is read and writable, and volume group status resizable. And then current PV, you have 3 in there. Okay, and actual PV is 3. It's possible you may have to remove it and add another one. We'll deal with that a little later. And volume group size is 48 GB. Okay, so these are all the information you worry about, and also it has a UUID. This is all the other information here. At this point, you don't need too much to worry about that because I'm not using it every day. So let me highlight the important thing in here is it's this, and this part, and this part, this, and you see a total size here, then you come back here and see how much is free here. Okay, so it will give you how much is free. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is let's create some partitions here. Okay, so we're gonna create 4 partitions. So we are dealing with we have a business, right? So we need to give business some space to save their data. So the business I'm dealing with is accounting. Okay, I'm dealing with accounting. I'm dealing with HR, finance, and I'm dealing with recruiting, right? These are all the real world scenario. Okay. So now what will become here is so I'm going to say accounting. Accounting, they need about 4 GB of space. And then HR, they need about 2 GB of space. And then finance, they need about let's do 6 GB of space. Okay, so I'm gonna all these are part of this here. So okay, so I have HR. No, accounting. Accounting, I'm gonna give you them 4 GB. Finance, I'm gonna give them 6 GB. HR, I'm gonna give them 2 GB. And recruiting, I'm gonna give 4 GB. Okay, then what will happen is I have a free space here. So I'm going to increase this so that it looks appropriate. Okay, and so how much is used up here? 10, 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 GB is used up out of 48. So I have a good 32 GB left. free space is 32 GB. So everybody agree with me, right? How this thing is coming along?
Yes, sir.
So now, okay. Give me one moment here. Is it time for a break? Not yet. Okay, so let's create a first partition here, okay? It's very easy how to create it. So what you have to do is you have to create the partition giving the LV command. So let's work on accounting. So the command you use is LV create. LV stands for logical volume create -n, that means new, and then we're going to give the name to it. I'm going to give the name accounting. Okay, -l, that means it's a logical volume we're going to create. And what is the size we're creating here is 4624. 4 GB, 6 GB, 4 GB.
Does it need to be a capital L?
It need to be capital L. And HR is 2 GB, okay? So let's put HR as third item here. And in fact, let me put this in a box. It looks good. Okay, so this is good. Now, what I need to do is I need to give the size. Okay, the size I'm going to give is 10. No, accounting is 4 GB actually. 4G. 4 number. Accounting is 4, right, guys? Let me see. 4624. Okay, so it's 4, and then where you gonna get this size from? You have to give ZMPT1 volume group and hit enter. Says logical volume created. Okay, so let me put this in a perspective here. Okay, so LV create -n accounting hyphen uppercase L, and what do we have? 4G and ZMPT1. Okay, so LV create is a command. It's just a built-in command. You can't do anything about it. Okay, and then -n means new. You're telling the system it's a new disk, and then accounting is a logical volume name. What does logical volume means? Logical is nothing but imaginary. Okay, we have a latitude and longitude and equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, right? It's not actually written there, but it's for us to human to understand. It's logical. Equator is logical, right? The line going through middle of the earth is equator. We call it equator, but it's not there actually. Okay, so it's for our understanding. Okay, yeah.
They're lying to us.
Huh?
I said they've been using those to lie to us all this while.
Yeah, logical is lying actually. Okay, good. So I think you got it home. Now -L means logical, and this is the size. In reality, this is if somebody you're gonna create one, this is how you're gonna be creating 4 terabyte each size in reality. Okay, it's just the number, and then the volume group. Where are you getting this size from? You're gonna carve it out of ZMPT1. Okay, so if you do VGS and hit enter, now you could see here that the volume group is 1 here because we just created one. Okay, or if you do VG display ZMPT1, so what happened so far here is in here it's telling you the current active. No, you don't need VG display, you need LV display actually. LV display, it's a new command now. LV logical volume display, where you want to display the logical volume? Want to display it from the volume group ZMPT1. Okay, so now here you will get good information here. So inside ZMPT1, this is the logical volume here. It's only one logical volume, so it's going to tell you that information here. So logical volume, logical path, this is the path dev/ZMPT1/accounting. Okay, logical volume name, accounting, logical volume volume group where it's sitting on is ZMPT1. It has its own UUID and it's read and writable. And when was it created? It was created on this time on this server. The server name is gonna be attached to it. And the status is available, size, current LE 1024. Okay, so this number is still coming up. This is 1 kilobyte is the LE. I would say don't focus on this here because you're not worried about this here. In old days you may have to worry about this, switch changing it to 512 or 1024. But these days when I look at it, I'm not concentrating on it. Okay. And it gives you well, the rest of the information is there. It's just a metadata, but I'm not using it every day. What I'm using every day is, by the way, logical volumes I'm using every day. Every single day you deal with them. I'm telling you, it's very, very important. You need to know this inside out. And I'm giving you all the information you could ever have. Okay, so you have VGS, then LVS. You could also do LVS also. Okay, what does LVS does is logical volume. Let's do LVS ZMPT1. Okay, yeah, this is more appropriate here. LVS is logical volume size, and it's giving you out of that ZMPT accounting and all that here. So this is much better command to use daily. Now what I'm going to do is, so this is a blank space now. Now what you have to do is you have to create the file system. Okay, I'm going to create a file system mkfs.xfs. And where are you going to create the file system on? On the accounting here. So where do you get the information? You get the information from here, dev/gmpt/accounting. Now if you do lsblk, you see dev/gmpt1, and you have gmpt1 is a logical volume, volume group, and this is a logical volume. Same here is volume group, and this is logical volume. Okay, so right now it has created on SDC. With LVM it will be random. It could have created here also or here also, or it could split between two. Okay, it will keep getting interesting. Let's go ahead and take a good 10-minute break, and then we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay. So let's continue on. So we created a XFS file system here. Okay. So let's go ahead and, so we are done with accounting. Okay.
Hard drive.
I'm sorry. What was the question? Hello. Okay, so no question. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount accounting, right? What is the process of mounting accounting? Accounting is ready. Now I need to mount this drive in there. So how do I do that? So I'm going to create a drive mkdir accounting. Okay, and now I'm gonna mount it. Mount. So now I need to find out where is this location here. Okay, so how do I find out the location of the accounting disk? So you go it from here. Oh, we already used it, dev/zmpt1/accounting, right? Where is this information coming from? When you type LV display. Before I forget, let me copy this. LV display is actually giving you good information.
A question for you.
Yeah.
So let's say you already have other partition done like finance or recruiting. If you put LV display, do you have to specify which one? Is it just gonna display everything?
It's gonna display LV display, and then you could do either this, or you could do LV display volume group, and whatever under volume group it will start displaying. It will display all 4 of them. Right now it has only 3, so it's gonna display only 3.
Okay.
So we have this information here, LV display. I'm gonna highlight this because this is what we're gonna use to mount it. Okay, so I did a directory mkdir, and now I'm gonna copy this information here. Okay, and then can you help me? I want to mount it to accounting drive. So what do I put down? I'm sorry, the accounting folder. So I'm going to put down /accounting. It's a good old way of mounting the disk. Okay, nothing is new. And if you do DFF and H, you see. Now this will show you the real place where this is mounting from. Every LVM will have this dev/mapper. Don't ask me why, but that's how it is. You have to live with it. Dev/mapper, and in there this is volume group, and this is logical volume.
Okay. When I try to mount mine, it's telling me that it's write protected. Mounting is read only.
Did you create the new accounting folder?
Yes, sir. I put it on there. Accounting. Yes, sir.
Okay, give me 1 moment here. Okay, so let me connect. Give me the password.
EH2 2V39.
Excuse me. So you got good information here. Good, good. Looks like you went ahead and created all three, four of them, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. I like it. Mount Dev ZMPT accounting Dev mapper accounting is write protected. Mounting read only. Okay, yeah. So says mount unknown file system. Okay. What you missed is you missed MKFS. So go ahead and run this command mkfs dot xfs yeah, space, then copy that thing here, dev slash gmpt accounting, and then right click and paste it. No. Here you got to remember the forward slash. The leading forward slash is always important. Before dev there is a forward slash. So here copy, go ahead and copy from there. No, what are you doing? Here, watch. Now, right here in the history, you see there, right? You see right here.
Right there, okay.
So once you highlight it, it already copies it. Just right click there. Okay, now hit enter. There you go. Now run the mount command again. You have already copied in there, so just right click in there. It's already copied. Right click there again. See? You just have to remember you have already copied. Tab. Okay, hit enter. There you go. You didn't get error. Now type DFF and H.
Okay, it's my.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna disconnect. So now let's go ahead and do that again for the other partitions here, okay? So I'm gonna real quick clear this. I'm gonna say lv create -n finance -l, and how much was it? How much is finance is 4 GB, right? 4G.
I think it was 6.
Okay, 6. Finance is 6G. And where we gonna cut this out of? This has got to be uppercase L, 6G. And where we gonna cut this out of? ZMPT1. Okay. Now finance, I'm gonna just bring the line up. I'm gonna say HR, and then I'm gonna give it 2 GB. Enter. And then this is gonna be 4 GB, and this is gonna be recruiting. Okay, so I quickly created this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the associated drives, associated folders with this mkdir/finance. mkdir finance, mkdir/HR, mkdir/recruiting. Okay, so I'm done with the folders. Now I need to mount it. Okay, so I mount it. What is the next step I should do here before I mount? mkfs, create a file system, xfs, and then where am I creating to? I'm creating to so everything is going to be remain the same, right? This part dev/gmpt, this part is going to remain the same. And then what you could do is you do F and tab, so it will automatically remember what's in there. Okay, xfs. Okay, so it did that. And then the next one is HR, right? It did that. And next one is recruiting, did that. So I'm going to copy these commands here for you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is mount /dev/gmpt1, and I'm going to mount finance to /finance. Okay, mount dev/dev gmpt1 to HR. Okay, then mount /dev/gmpt. So I have HR now. What was it? Recruiting, and I'm going to mount it to recruiting. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, now if I do df-h, what should I see? All the 4 drives is mounted nicely. Okay, this is the end result here. So I'm going to get rid of the other information we are not looking at, and we have this mounted here. Okay, now let's look at the block size, LSBLK. Okay, look at this here. How is this managing here? So here the management where the partition is created and all that is not our concern anymore. So what it does is we created SDB, or no, we don't need this information here, right? SDC and so we only worry about DC, C, D, and E. Okay, so what it does is the system calculates it, and it's telling you that accounting ZMPT, accounting is created here because it's only 4 GB and it could fit within the 8 GB here, and 2 GB is here, and then it could fit in here. So 2 and C, so that there is another 2 GB free here, okay? And then finance, we need to create 6 GB. So what it did was it went ahead and started using another drive here. And recruiting is only 4 GB, so it will definitely fit here. So only 2 GB is left here, so it won't fit 4 GB here. So it uses this here. It's not like it's not going to use it. It will use it when it need to, okay? So 16 and 4, 10, 6 GB. So next time when I create something of 8 GB, it might put 2 GB here and then put 6 GB over here because 6 GB is left. I'm sorry, 8 GB. Out of 8 GB, it has 6 here and 2 here, so it's going to try to use that way. But this is random here. You don't need to know where this LVM is going to create the partition. It will just randomly do it, okay? It could have done all the disk on SDE because SD is the biggest. Okay, so what will happen if the system reboots? What will happen if the system reboots? If the system reboots, it will not survive this. The mounting will be gone. So what do we have to do? We have to put mounting into the VI etc FS tab. So VI etc FS tab. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to get rid of this here. So we already done with this. Here I'm going to paste dev mapper because you need this information here. See, if you look at it here, it's consistent with what it's showing here, okay? So what you need to do is this part. So go ahead and copy this part here. This is consistent with what we're gonna do next. And go at the end, paste it, but get rid of this here, a slash. We don't need extra slash here. Bring it in line. Okay. I'm gonna paste it here. Next line, I'm gonna paste it here. Next line, I'm gonna paste it here, okay? Okay, so let's see if this is gonna survive the reboot. Okay, all this looks good. I'm gonna save and exit. I'm gonna say mount-A. I didn't get any error message. Let me do this. You mount you could actually do this here too. And an asterisk. It unmounted all the drives here. So now I'm going to do mount-A. And if you do df-H, it mounted. What I did was I would test it to see when I reboot it's not going to be an issue here, okay? If you do mount-A and then you didn't get any error, that means it is successful. So let's go ahead and restart the system. Before that, let me copy this in here. Okay, you put this information in here. I'm gonna reboot. So if the system halts, that means it is a problem. So system did not halt. I'm going to re-log in. And I'm going to say password clear df-H. Voila. All my drives are back in there. No problem. Any questions? Everybody with me?
No, I'm not with you. I'm actually behind you. So I'm stuck at the. I'm trying to create the MKFX file for all my partitions, but then I'm having problem with some of them.
Okay, give me the password again. Why would you have problem with some of them? Why?
I'm not. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's telling me that force override, and it's bringing out all this other command that I'm not really sure what they mean. So
Give me the password.
okay, it's EH2V39.
Okay. Type history there. So you do MKFS. No, hold on. When you ran MKFS dev, these three commands, did he give you an error? Okay, do delete this and do dffnh. Okay, do lsblk. Okay, now do blkid. So let's look at finance. Let me minimize this here. From the bottom, finance is good, accounting is good, and you have problem with HR, right? HR is not showing up here, and what else is not showing up here? HR and recruiting. Okay, yeah, go ahead and type that. /dev ZMPT1.
It's because last time when he wrote the recruiting, it was in lowercase. The R needs to be capital. Same with HR.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you had it, you do it. Yeah, okay. Push a tab there. Push a tab key. Just push R and push. Okay, go ahead and push tab key there. Delete that. Push tab key a couple times. Now, see? Now it's giving you the option there. So you have to select that. So if it's recruiting is in do the tab key. Get in a habit of doing the tab key, okay? It will auto complete it for you, and then if you have like something a long word, it will reduce the errors. Push a tab key there. See how automatically it jumped the space, because that means you type it correctly. And hit enter. So now you need to do only HR. So bring that line up and just make it HR. Get in a habit of bringing the line up. Use the up arrow key. There you go. No, going too fast. Right there. Stop there. And then backspace and then make it uppercase H. Then tab. There you go. Hit enter. All right. Now mount it. Run it from the history. Get the history first and see if you already had ran it right once. So you want to run 445 exclamation. Use the exclamation 445. See, it mounted. And what was the last one? Recruiting, right? So yeah, go ahead and actually type this in. Mount. There you go. Then / whatever tab. Push the tab key. There you go. Good. Enter. Now do DFF and H. So you all in there now. Now the tough part is you have to put it in the etcfs tab. Okay, so copy these 4 lines. Copy these 4 lines from dev mapper accounting. Yeah. Yeah. And go to VI etcfs tab /etc. Enter. Enter. Go all the way down and open new line. Go like push I on the keyboard and then give couple spaces and then hit and right click, then it will copy it for you. No, man. So always get in a habit of giving like good amount of space here so that you know where you're working at. Okay, so go at the end here and then do something like this here. Okay, now what you want to do is copy this much information from here. Okay, from here, all this here. That's too much. Okay, now get enter end of each line and then simply right click there. Okay, you good. Go to next line. Yeah, right click. Go to next line. Right click and then do the same thing. Okay, save and exit. Push the escape key first. No. Yeah, then Shift:X. Enter. Okay, so let's see if it's gonna give any error. So do Mount-A. Okay, so it's a good indication that it's mounting just fine. Let's unmount it. Unmount. Then we're gonna mount all 4 of them. So copy that dev mapper ZMPT1. Copy that. Yeah. And then right click there. Then put an asterisk there. So anything that is related to that much line is gonna unmount it. Put an asterisk, star. Hit enter. Now do df-h. See, it's unmounted now. Just do Mount-A. Now do df-h. There you go, it's all mounted. Let's go ahead and restart the system. Init 6. In real world scenario, you're not gonna restart the system here. I'm telling you many times, it's a big deal. Restarting a system is a big deal. Okay, see if the system is rebooted. Okay, you're back. So re-log in again. No, go do in party. Yep. Now do df-h. Alright, you're in business. Everything is working. Okay. All right. Anybody else have a question? Okay, no question. That means we're good. So now we all good here so far. So now what we're gonna do is we ran into problem here. All of a sudden, where is 2 GB? HR need a bigger size of the hard drive. It's a 2 GB and they need more size. Okay. So I'm gonna run the command here. I will officially show you how to do this duplicate. Okay, but don't worry about this. Extending the logical volume. Okay. So we need to extend HR. We need to extend it to another. So they kind of angry now. They got only 2 GB to begin with. Now they want a total of 8 GB or something like that, right? So the volume split this. HR is 2 GB. They want HR. They want another 6 GB. Let me put some colors in here. And this is free space here. So what is going to happen is free space is going to be reduced by another 6 GB. So it's going to be 20. How much? 26. 26 will be left. Okay, so we have HR here, we need another 6 here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simulate that HR is full. Okay, I'm gonna officially show you what this duplicate command is, but just hold on. Simulate the disk is full HR. So what you have to do is I'm gonna do this dd. It's a new command. Input file dev/0 output file. Let me go into dff-h. I'm going to go into HR folder. dd input file is equal to dev/0 output file equals name of the file is Zafar 1, byte size is 4096 and count equals to plus 3G. Let's create a 2. I'm creating a 2 gigabyte size of the disk, which will suck up all the disk space on HR. So now we have HR coming us and telling they need an extra space. So let's simulate that. Oh well, I'm so numb. Okay, so if you do dff-h and look here, the HR for disk is full. Okay, now they are going crazy, they need a bigger space. So we're gonna extend their disk size. I will officially come to this dd command here a little later, okay? But don't worry about this at this moment. So look at this here. It's 100% full. There is no more. Any disk size is not there anymore. So why? Because the size of the file name Zafar is 2 gigabyte. Okay, so let's go ahead and extend the free space. I'm sorry, extend the disk space. So now for extending, determine the free space available. So I'm going to come out of here. So what is one way I should find out how much the free space is available? I type VGS and hit enter. So I'm looking at ZMPT1, 3 physical drive, 4 volumes, and it has 48 GB and 32 GB is free. What else you could do is VG display ZMPT1. You could do this too. And here it says I got 3 current volume, active are 3. Same information here, 48 GB is there total. Out of that, 16 GB is allocated and 32 GB is available. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the logical volume here. So this is a new command, clear, and I'm going to say LV extend, logical volume extend -L, and then I'm going to say how much you're going to extend to. So how much we need to extend?
We extended to 10
No, we are
because you need
extending
6
another
more.
total on a. We are adding another 6 GB, so total 8 GB, okay?
Yeah, 8. That's right.
You're gonna plus 6G. And then where do you want to do it? Dev slash mapper ZMPT, and I'm gonna say HR. I'll hit enter here. It says size of the logical volume ZMPT change from 2 GB to 8 GB. Okay, good. And it says the successfully resized. Sure, is this self-explainable, right? I don't need to explain this. Let me explain this. 1, 2, 3.
A question for you, right quick, sir. So when after I resized it, when we did df-h, the size of HR is supposed to go to 8 GB, right? It's still showing 2 GB for
Very
mine.
good, very good. That means you are getting the concept here. So there is one more command. You're gonna have to tell the system is you extended here, but the system is not registered yet. So there is another command here. I'm coming there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I have a question. If you were to have like messed up or accidentally given too much space or anything like that, is there a way to take away some or no?
Yeah, you could do the reduce too. I'm coming there.
Okay.
And Okay, now definitely if you do dff and h, there is nothing happened here. So for that you have to run the command xfs underscore grow fs, and then you have to give the path. It's right in front of you, so copy that and paste it and hit enter, and you do dff and h. Now it has been extended here. Now you can see the new size. Okay, so the size has been extended. So one thing I want to make a point here is we extended HR, right? We extended HR. What is special about this HR? So if you notice, this HR partition is not the end partition. It's right in somewhere between two partitions here. And we didn't have any problem extending the partition. Okay, so this is one of the things that's called flexible. So it's flexible that you could increase it whenever you want, wherever you want. You're not restricted by the location of the partition. So when we were extending the partition up here, we couldn't have done that. We couldn't have done the partition resize here. So this was free space, so we were able to do it moving forward, not backwards. With LVM, you could do partition wherever you want. I'm sorry, increase and decrease wherever you want. Guys, I'm telling you, LVM is very important, and practice as much as you could possibly do it. Okay, so if you do BLKID, or LSBLK,
Could we take a quick 5-minute break to go pray?
yeah, go ahead.